people, if you work out or you walk or do anything and you're wearing cotton socks, like you need new socks because that will change your life. Welcome to Life Unleashed,
the podcast all about creating the best life for you and your furry best friend.
If you're a dog mom on the go, juggling life, work, and the endless joys of being a dog parent, then you're in the right place. I'm Dani.
And I'm Nick.
And together with the incredible dog mom community from Tails Up Pup, we're here to share advice, stories, and the obsession we have over the love for our dogs.
Get ready to laugh, learn, and lean on each other because life with your dog just got even more awesome.
All right, today we are going to be talking about overrated or underrated things.
This is a fun podcast. It's kind of a non-serious note, so I like that.
I think we're going to be very different vibes.
We don't know each other, what we wrote down.
We don't know each other.
We don't know what each other wrote down.
That is true.
There was no collaboration in this effort.
It's going to be like boring.
I'm sure mine are going to be boring to you, but you know what? It is me, Dani, and it's going to reflect that.
All right, let's hear the first one.
No, you're first.
No.
Okay. My first one is burn boot camp.
We have to say if it's overrated or underrated.
Is it overrated or underrated?
No, you.
Oh, I say it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it is underrated.
Okay.
The reason I think it's underrated is because like it kind of knocks out all the things that you want. Community, strength, cardio, hit. It kind of hits all the things. And I feel like people out there, I haven't heard that many people talk about it. You hear a lot about like Orange Theory and things like that, but burn boot camp underrated.
I have a theory. It might be less talked about because there aren't as many locations.
Oh, that could be.
I don't know.
I don't know how popular it is. There's a decent amount around us.
Yeah, I don't know how widespread it is across the United States, though.
I would say it is underrated.
I would agree. We have a great time. We get a good workout. And Nick's hot take is that he likes it better than Orange Theory.
Yes, I do.
If you know me, you know I was a die-hard Orange Theoryist. And I went for 5 years, and I was like a promo girl. I feel like I hyped them up. I told everyone about them. That was my jam. And I left and went to Burn Boot Camp, and it is very different. I'm not going to bash Orange Theory because I really do like that workout, but I like Burn Boot Camp a lot too.
I would be very interested to see once you're doing Burn when you're not pregnant, because you basically have only done Burn when you've been pregnant.
Yeah, that's so wild.
So, you were still in the early stages, but, it'll be very interesting to see once you're not pregnant anymore and you're like fully recovered.
That's true.
What
I didn't
that's
really
like.
think about that.
Yeah. So I went to Orange Theory long enough, I feel like, to have a good idea of like what the differences are. And like I could someone can't say, well, you haven't been to Orange Theory enough. I went enough, I feel like.
Burn Boot Camp is more strength oriented for sure.
Yes. I like the lifting of weights.
Okay, speaking of activity.
Was that a good one for me, the first one, or did I surprise you?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine?
I wanted something a little spicier,
okay.
but I won't start with a spicy one.
Okay, what do you got?
Underrated, the Olympics. And I'm wondering if I just feel like they're underrated right now because, what?
How are the Olympics underrated?
Like, no one's talking about it.
I feel like the Olympics get so much coverage and, like, literally it's, like, such a big thing.
No one's talking about it. And I'm like, why? It's literally, like, coming. By the time this podcast goes up, it's already happening.
Is it possibly that, like, the people you're following and listen to aren't talking about it? So I feel like in the general world, I would say it might be more on the overrated side.
Really?
Possibly. Like, people literally talk about it all the time, I feel like.
I'm so excited. I feel like this year is, like, a year where, like, I want to watch it. Like, usually you just get to see, like, the highlights and stuff.
Did you grow up watching the Olympics?
Like, parts of it, but not really.
I grew up really watching, like, the track and field and, like, the swimming and gymnastics and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got to see all of the Olympic trials on TikTok, so that was really fun. So now I feel like I'm into it, and, like, I know my players.
They do a very good job of, like, connecting you to the athlete.
Yeah.
Which is cool. You want to see, like, their stories, that type of stuff.
It's cool to see, like, the people going for the first time and the people who have been there many times.
Yeah, well, I disagree. I think it's probably either overrated or, like...
rated where it should be.
Yeah, where it should be. Okay, this one is... I think you're going to like this one. Harry Potter, actually underrated.
Really?
That's surprising, but I feel like people, like... that don't like it haven't given it a fair chance.
I agree.
So I feel like it still would be, even though there's a lot of people that like it, I still think it's underrated. Is that a hot take?
Yeah, probably most people would say that it is talked about by everyone. So you could not call it underrated. But as a diehard Harry Potterist, I think that you can label it as underrated if you want
I
to.
still think there's more people out there that need Harry Potter in their life.
I was someone that way, and then I gave it a chance. We're actually rewatching it now, which is why Nick is talking about it.
And maybe that's why I feel like it's still on the underrated side, is like you hadn't given it a fair chance and had written it off, and then you finally gave it a fair chance and you like it.
Yeah, and I'm a girly girl.
And you a girly girl. And you like it, so it's not just boy movies.
Yeah. Okay, overrated for sure, Starbucks.
Overrated?
Yeah. Like everyone all the time is posting their go-to Starbucks drink, how much they're going, like literally every day, look at my drink. I'm like, y'all are wasting so much money at Starbucks. Literally get an espresso and you'll save a lot of money and probably a lot of calories. And like Starbucks is good. Like I like it, but I'm definitely not going every day or even like every week.
Day-to-day coffee-wise, Starbucks is probably like extremely overrated. But like if you're traveling, Starbucks, like it can be a lifesaver. I'm really not a fan of Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Never go to Dunkin' Donuts. It's so bad.
If you're traveling, Starbucks is like can be a lifesaver. So that's not overrated in my opinion, like in that circumstance. But like day to day, Starbucks coffee is so overrated. It's like you can make so much better coffee at home if you just put a little bit of time into it, and for so much cheaper.
And if you choose to go to Dunkin' Donuts, you need to reevaluate your life
and be ready to access a bathroom quickly.
But yeah, that's my little, I guess, hot take about Starbucks. I feel like I see people post about it so much, and they'll start the new year. They're like, my New Year's resolution is like have more coffee at home and like save money, and like no one ever does it. And I'm like, why? That would literally be the easiest resolution ever.
This is something along the same lines of like the saving money kind of thing, but meal prep. I feel like meal prep is still an extremely underrated thing because people talk about cooking taking so much time and like that's why I can't do it and all these things. It's like if you like meal prep, it could be whatever day you choose to do it. You will literally save yourself so much time and effort of like dealing with eating in general throughout the entire week, whether that's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Any of the meals that you choose to do it for, it's going to save you so much time, and it probably will save you a lot of money, particularly if it's stopping you from like getting stuff out and about. So I feel like meal prep is one of those things that people think it's so difficult to do, and it's maybe hard to pick the stuff that you're going to want to eat and like the planning part, but like actually doing it, and once you get in a groove, is definitely underrated.
I think the number one reason people don't meal prep is they don't want to eat the same thing.
Yeah, if you have that problem, I think meal prep would be harder because then you could still meal prep, but you'd be cooking like 7 different meals, and that's.
Or if you like were okay to have chicken but have it seasoned different ways, then you could at least change how it's going to taste, even if it's the same protein.
Yeah, maybe I skew more towards the underrated side because I'm so fine with eating the same thing every day.
Nick could eat the same thing for his whole life and he would be fine.
Generally.
I could not.
Yeah. All right, Dani, what do you have next?
We're getting random here.
Random? I love it. Let's hear it.
Overrated, the Hawk to a girl.
She's overrated?
Yeah.
That was a moment in internet time that will never go away.
But it was like she did one viral video and now she's making it her whole life. And I'm just like, girl, I don't know.
She's running with her 15 minutes of fame and see how long it can run. I don't blame her for that.
She is.
I don't think she's overrated.
I do.
I think it's probably appropriately rated. It was hilarious. It was so funny.
It was funny.
But it took the world by storm.
Yeah.
It's rare that like a little clip like that does that.
Yeah, maybe.
And I think she's trying to do some good with it. I feel like she's like, I saw her like giving back to animal shelters and things like that.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
You like her.
She seems like it's just funny.
Yeah.
It was a funny clip.
Okay.
This is definitely an underrated thing and unpopular in general. Phone usage at night. Using your phone at night. I feel like I really had a problem with that where like right before bed or whatever would scroll social media or something like that. That makes it so much harder for me to fall asleep and like just is not a good nighttime routine that I've eliminated from my nights. That is, I think, a very underrated thing, and people would have a lot more peace, particularly sleeping, if like an hour before they wanted to go to bed, they stopped doing that.
So if someone is interested, what would you tell them to do with their time?
To do with their time? Well, they can kind of do whatever they want. I mean, for me...
but sometimes they need a little
For me, I
advice.
spend time with you. and we're like watch a movie, talk, I'll read, journal, something that's just going to be relaxing. And like you basically get an hour back at, night at that time, and you're going to sleep better. I also believe that like when we are, on our deathbeds later on in life, we are not going to sit back and be like, man, I wish I would have spent, more time mindlessly scrolling social media, before bed or something like that. I think social media is a great thing and has a very good place if used correctly. But I think particularly at night and sometimes in the morning too, this I think applies to both sides. It can be very easy to just like scroll. And it's like, man, you're missing out on so much other good stuff you could be doing.
Yeah.
So very underrated, I feel like. And the other key hack for that is I keep my phone outside of the bedroom. That's another very underrated thing to do.
That's very hard for people to do.
Keep your phone.
Because they feel unsafe or they use it for their alarm.
I get the alarm thing, but there's a lot of pretty cheap alarm systems out there. And I mean, once you get it, you can have that pretty much forever.
Yeah,
so,
people are too dependent on it.
Yeah, but
they can't separate.
I think too, it's like you're going to get better sleep if you're not feeling like you have to like wake up and see if you have a notification or anything like that. And you can set it right outside your room and turn your ringer on if, somebody needs to reach you during the night. You're going to hear that.
Yeah, I remember Ensley told me she doesn't turn the moon on. And I'm like, how do you let your phone light up in the night? Like, that is so wild to me.
I literally could not sleep in a room with someone that did that.
Yeah.
I like literally will go
The moon is the do not disturb thing.
Yeah.
It's called the moon.
I'll literally go put a black piece of tape on like the tiniest light in a room.
Yeah.
So I'm a little crazy though.
If you guys need to at least be using do not disturb because that is life changing.
Yeah. I think Ensley might be a psychopath. So that's my hot take.
Okay.
Did you agree? You didn't give me your input, really.
I do agree. I don't know. I would put my phone outside of the room. I think I'm a little too dependent on it, but I agree with the scrolling. Yeah, probably better for your mental health too.
Good.
Well, are you ready for my most random one?
We're getting more random than the xoxo girl.
Yeah. Underrated, a good pair of socks.
Oh my gosh, you're speaking my language. I'm a Bombas boy for life.
Yeah.
Socks are one of the most underrated pieces or articles of clothing. I feel like it starts with the sock.
It starts with the sock.
If you don't have a good sock on...
We need a sock brand, and that's going to be our slogan. It starts with the sock.
Yeah, it starts with the sock. I'm a Bomba boy, but maybe that's our new calling, sock brand. Socks for dogs.
People, if you work out or you walk or do anything and you're wearing cotton socks, like you need new socks because that will change your life. A good pair of shoes is definitely essential, and people are like, oh, I want the one that looks like this or the cool shoe or whatever. No, you need a shoe that is good for your foot. So you need to go to a specialty running store and find the right shoe for you. That is essential. But the sock is also essential.
Yeah, the sock is essential. And a lot of people complain like, man, the good socks are so expensive. Yes, they are. But if you take care of them, they last. And the number one thing I see of people, and Danielle is a culprit of this, walking around the house or specifically like walking outside.
I don't go outside in my socks.
Sometimes you do. Like if you have to run to your car to get something, you'll go out there in your
an
sock.
emergency.
I'm putting my slippers on to do that because I'm not risking getting like a tear in my sock.
Yeah.
So, and I also have house lounge socks and like life socks. So right now I'm wearing my life socks, but like if I was just lounging around the house, I'd put on my lounging socks. I don't have
socks with a purpose.
I do. It's not, and it makes them last longer. And I've had a pair of Bomba socks for years now, many years, and they're like brand new still, basically. And I wear them all the time.
So Nick is Team Bombas. I'm Team Balega. Balega are a thicker sock. And if
you haven't really tried the Bombas fully.
Yeah, because my socks are good. I don't.
You loved the hiking socks from Bombas.
What ones?
The ones that you borrowed my socks.
Yeah, I borrowed your socks.
And you liked them.
It doesn't count as like having them for myself though.
But a good pair of socks is essential. I feel like that's another. Didn't Ensley diverge on us from the socks?
Yeah. And I'm like, no, she's wrong. Like for sure she's wrong.
I wonder, are you guys team like socks matter or no? Are Dani and I crazy?
I just think that people haven't put thought or money into their socks, so they don't know. But your socks are probably bad.
It's one of those things that once you like try it, it's really hard to like go back. It's kind of like trying a really nice pillow.
Yeah.
Once you have a good pillow, I'm going to make that my next one. Pillows, so underrated.
Spontaneous one.
I would literally rather sleep on the ground with a good pillow than a reasonable or a good bed with a horrible pillow.
Wow.
Hot take.
Okay, you can sleep on the ground tonight with your pillow.
Pillows are the most underrated part, in my opinion, with the right one for you. So underrated.
Until we got married and bought a house and bought new pillows, I never used a pillow.
You didn't use a pillow?
Yeah, remember?
No, I thought you just used a corner of the pillow.
Yeah, I would use a corner of a pillow or not use a pillow.
Not using a pillow is psychopathic as well. Serial killer
But
vibes.
I'm a stomach sleeper, so it does differ.
Yeah, and I'm like a back sleeper, so you need like the good.
Yeah,
I sleep kind of like a
that
mummy.
would hurt your head if you were a back sleeper with no pillow.
Yeah, and having a good one. It needs to be like the right firmness to softness. We have like a Tempur-Pedic one, and it is like the best.
Yeah, I'm into the nice pillows now.
We'll even like if we're driving somewhere, flying, not really because you don't have the space, but if we drive somewhere, I'll bring my pillow.
Our pillows are so heavy too. They're like 20 pounds.
They are so heavy. They're worth it.
Okay, this is my pregnancy one of the time. Underrated Belgian waffles.
A Belgian waffle is underrated.
Yeah.
I feel like they get pretty good hype for like the space that they live in, like the breakfast world.
No one's ever talking about them, eating them.
What are they talking about instead? Pancakes?
No, I think people are like for like the grab and go kind of breakfast mostly.
Who has the time to make a Belgian waffle?
Do you know how easy it is? All you do is pour the mix and the water, whisk it up, and then
you got to make the mix and stuff. You got to do all that process
it's
and then clean
literally
that.
so fast.
And I don't know about that.
It's so fast.
And I would say, honestly, overrated because they don't keep you full. Even the protein ones. They'll keep you full a little longer, but I'm telling you, if I'm having like a egg breakfast, something with eggs and like yogurt or something, that's keeping me full way longer than a waffle.
The
or a
waffle's
pancake.
so fluffy and fresh and warm.
I think everyone agrees that like a good Belgian waffle is like really good. Like they're going to like it.
Yeah.
But so I don't. How are they underrated?
Because no
You
one
think
ever has them.
You think people should be doing that like 5, 6, 7 days a week for their normal?
At least once a week.
Yeah, on the weekend. It's a weekend thing.
Yeah, but they're not.
I feel like they are.
No.
You don't think people are doing
Raise
it?
your hand if you've had a waffle this month. Look, there's crickets in the room.
I feel like I don't know. It's a fun thing to get when you go out too.
Yeah.
Okay, Belgian waffle or buttermilk pancakes?
Waffle for always. If you pick pancake, you're wrong.
I go back and forth.
No.
A great buttermilk pancake.
When have you ever chosen a pancake?
I don't choose either of them. I never go for
but I've
either
seen
of
you
those.
have a waffle. I've never seen you have a pancake.
You've literally seen me have pancakes before.
I blocked it out so you were wrong.
Okay. I think this is such a me one. I think that reading is extremely underrated.
No, it's overrated right now. Everyone is reading.
Everyone is reading?
Yeah. It's like the hot thing of the summer.
Reading is hot right now?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like in the summer, probably more people are reading in general.
Everyone's reading.
What are they reading?
Oh, those books.
Those books.
Yeah.
So it's overrated right now.
Yeah.
I'm just out of touch?
Yeah. You're out of touch. You want people to read like George Washington.
No, I just want them to be reading whatever.
Oh, a lot of people are reading right now. Yeah.
Well, that's great
Kindles
news.
are hot.
Kindles are hot?
Yeah.
They're flying off the shelves?
Everyone has a Kindle now.
I don't love my Kindle.
Yeah.
It's good to travel, I suppose.
And there's like a Kindle competitor now. The white paper.
Oh, yeah.
Am I right?
I think so.
Yeah. Look at me. I know things.
So, well, maybe reading is as rated as it should be. I'm glad that people are reading if that's true. Danny's not.
But I knew that people were reading. Okay, another food related one that's overrated. Crumble cookie.
Ooh, crumble cookie being overrated.
I think it was definitely way more overrated in like COVID times, and everyone was like literally going and talking about it. But even now, like I'm seeing so many girls go every single week and do the crumble cookie review of the week. And I'm like, that is so expensive. The cookies are so expensive.
The cookies are very expensive, but they are so good. Like
They
the
do
right
taste
ones,
good. I will give them that. But
I
you
mean,
don't need to go every week.
Let me say this. If somebody's bringing dessert over and they brought a 4 box of crumble cookies with some great flavors, You're not saying that that's an overrated
No,
dessert.
no. I'm saying going every week and having to get the new cookies every week.
Well, that's just,
Overconsumption.
yeah.
That's another one that's overrated. Overconsumption is overrated.
You think that you should be able to consume as much as you want.
No.
Oh.
People are over-consuming too much stuff.
Yeah. I do that.
You do it way more than me.
I think crumble cookie, maybe from the hype standpoint, is a little overrated. I feel like people, like you said, were more bananas over it, but now, like, a little bit less, but still crazy.
Yeah.
But they're great.
They are. I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying that they're overhyped.
Okay, another one that is so me. Going for a walk or hike in the woods. Underrated.
Okay. This is why it's underrated. I'm going to defend all these people.
You agree?
It's underrated because most people don't have someone to walk with, and they're not going to go in the woods by themselves and get abducted.
Are you saying it's overrated?
No.
Underrated?
Yeah. I'm telling you why it's underrated. Why other people aren't doing it. Yeah. They're not going to go and do it because they don't want to risk being in the woods by themselves.
Is that why you wouldn't do it?
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then find a hiking buddy or a dog.
It's hard.
Yeah, I'm sure that is hard. It makes sense. I don't love to go all the time, even on my own. But if you have someone to go with, very underrated. It's going to make you will always feel better afterwards, particularly if you don't pick something that's like too crazy long. Just getting in the woods is nice.
Yeah, I like walking outside. The woods sometimes is a little much for me.
Just being outside, I feel like being outside right now is sometimes underrated.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't get out enough. Not us specifically, but
because it's hot
as
right
people.
now.
It's been hot.
Yeah. We need like an air conditioned suit.
Space suits for outside in the summer.
Okay, my last one is crazy.
Crazy.
It's inappropriate.
Let's see.
Overrated, those thong bathing suits.
Overrated?
Yeah. Every bathing suit now is so skimpy. And I'm like, can you make like something that covers your booty a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know why those have become such a thing. Like, I am more of like the libertarian live and let live type person. Like, if that's what you want to be wearing, that's fine. But like, to me, it just seems like you have no clothes on, really.
As someone who likes to be covered, it's so hard to find a bathing suit that has any coverage.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know why those have become such a thing. It really feels like people are in like lingerie when you see something like that. You're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I probably shouldn't look at you.
Yeah.
Just seems wrong.
Yeah, some are really bad. But yeah, overrated. The bathing suit companies need to come up with a variety of options at least.
Yeah, some people want to be covered.
Yeah.
Some people want want that, and other people want the, skimpy one. So, I mean, you know what? Do you? But, yeah, I agree. Probably overrated. Okay, my last one. You're right. All of mine were boring. But it's true.
At least you didn't literally say, like, George Washington. I thought you were going to be like, George Washington is underrated.
I feel like George Washington is probably appropriately rated, wouldn't you say?
No,
he's got
underrated.
a great rep.
Yeah, but he's underrated.
Overall.
No one ever talks about him. No one names their kid George after him. Like,
I bet people do.
But not often.
Most people know his name.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you're overrated.
Okay, mine is protein consumption underrated.
This is such a guy thing
That's such a me thing.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, recently I've been very conscious about what I've been eating, and I've been eating like much higher protein meals, and I've been full and fueled throughout the whole day, and I'm eating actually a lot less calories. So to me, it seems like it's an underrated thing. It's like, wow, protein could be the key.
It is really hard. If someone tracks how much protein they eat, it's hard for them to consume how much they should.
Yeah,
so do you have any tips?
That's what I'm saying is like it's underrated in the sense that like most people probably be like, oh yeah, I'm probably getting enough protein. But like I bet if you track it, like Dani said, you're probably not.
So how can they get some more? What are your favorite go-to things?
Something that I'll say, you should always try to have at least 4 servings of protein per day. So like say you have 3 meals a day and a snack. All four of the and maybe multiple snacks. One of your snacks throughout the day should be a protein related snack, and then you should have protein with every single meal. So like for me, I like Greek yogurt with my breakfast, and I also do eggs. 2 protein sources there. I think what I found is a good number for me is if I'm getting more than 30 grams of protein in the morning, like with my first meal, I feel so much better like already the rest of the day. So that's what I'm getting for protein in the morning. But there's a lot of different things you could do in the morning for protein. For lunch, I'm typically consuming some type of like meat source like chicken or something weird. Right now I'm doing meal prep. So some type of meat coming in my lunch. And then dinner, we're also having a meat again. And then for sure I'm doing a protein shake at some point during the day just because I'm still not getting enough. And sometimes if I haven't eaten that much throughout the day, I'm still doing like kind of like a late night, more desserty like Greek yogurt for my dessert, and that's got a fair amount of protein. So that's 4 to 5 protein sources a day, and I'm still barely hitting my number. And my number, I'm doing like 1 gram of protein per pound of body fat.
Some good snacks.
Or not body fat, per pound of like my body weight.
Your body weight.
Yes.
Our favorite snacks that are good in protein are those chomp sticks, which I actually just saw someone saying like, everyone talks about these, but they're so expensive. Get them at Costco. Much cheaper. Yeah, Greek yogurt we love. And pure protein bars. That's like our favorite protein bar of all
and
them.
Doing like a protein shake. There's lots of great protein shakes out there.
Yeah.
We like the ones.
Clean, Simple Eats protein powder. So good.
We like the protein powder. You mix it and it lasts longer. But we're pretty much doing one of those every single day. Danielle's big into protein.
I'm not good about doing it every day.
Protein smoothies.
Yeah.
Putting it in a smoothie.
I like to use the Greek yogurt and berries and make a smoothie or a smoothie bowl.
But I feel like for a nutrition hack, I was telling Danny the other day, I feel like if I literally only tracked one metric at all and it was going to do it just for a short time, protein could probably put me in the right category for pretty much everything. Because if I'm eating enough protein, I'm most likely going to be full, probably not overeat on anything else. And I think that's probably the most healthy for me. So that's like, if I had to say the biggest mover, protein consumption. Underrated. People talk about it a lot, but it's still underrated.
From my experience and preference, I would rather have like the high protein like meals and stuff and then still eat like a good dessert if I want it occasionally, rather than have one of those like weird wonky like trying to make a protein dessert, like having all these weird wonky things is like not worth it to me. I'd rather like just like have the good stuff and then occasionally have the treat.
The other thing that's underrated too, and this is something we've made a big point of this year, is eating like whole foods, not really eating nearly as much prepackaged goods.
Yeah. We still eat prepackaged stuff, but we cook a lot more. Like all of our meals are mostly cooked from scratch. And then even like we were making our own protein balls and stuff like that. So
that's so much easier though when we work at home. That's a for sure thing, because when we worked at the office, it was definitely a little harder, I would say. Yeah. Particularly snack-wise and stuff. We would a lot of times eat more things that came in a wrapper. Yeah, lunch was a little bit harder, but we still meal prepped and would bring that to the office. But the snacks, it was like I don't really eat hardly any prepackaged snacks anymore. Now I'm eating mostly like fruit and stuff like that as my snacks.
I was going to say this one and I didn't, but underrated is gardening and having like fresh vegetables at the palm of your hands.
We love it. We love some harvesting of crops.
Yeah. We only have a tiny garden this year, but it is nice to have just a few things even. And it's fresh.
Well, that was really fun. I feel like we went through a lot. Yours were your personality. Mine were definitely my personality.
And that's why we make a good team. Maybe someone relates to you. Maybe someone relates to me.
Let us know if you totally disagree with anything that we said, because I'm sure that you do.
Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.